Aloha, mahalo. Thanks for watching. My name is Chris Stewart, and we're going to be going over stick counter number 1. A lot of similarities to a couple other styles that I'm familiar with and know. So with that, it's an overhead club coming from 12 o'clock. Once again, we're in our green zone right in front of us. We see the weapon coming. My left leg is going to be slightly forward, pre-position number 2. As it comes in, I'm going to get myself off the line of the attack. Once again, I'm going to step towards the corner of the triangle, inward parry, followed by what we call a knife hand block or a knife hand strike. And I'm going to immediately, the second I strike, I've deviated to the line of the attack. I've deflected his attack. Now I want to control. DDCD. Deviate, deflect, control, and disarm. Deviate, deflect. I'm going to strike and now control. We're going to go get that close up here in a little bit. So once again, from left foot slightly forward, deviate, deflect, now control. I'm going to borrow his balance since I have his arm. Kick. Now I'm going to choose where to land. Once again, we have 4 steps in a kick. They are up, out, back, and I'm going to choose to come down behind me and across my line. Why? Because as I unwind, I'm going to strike that arm to bring him close to me. In fact, if you need to, if you want to put him more off balance, you can shimmy or to drag him with you to make sure that he doesn't get a footing. Once again, controlling the weapon with this hand, I'm going to continue to bring it up in front of me, his palm to my face. I'm going to contour my left hand up to his wrist, strip the weapon through the gate of the thumb. Strike, and as I'm done striking, now my right foot is going to step towards 130. The stick is going to contour up his body across his carotid artery. At this point, we're going to use foot maneuvers to get us behind our opponent. I want to strangle him with the stick. Now my left foot is going to step towards 130. Now I'm partially behind him. I'm going to then in place rotate as I grab the other side of the stick behind him. I'm going to do what's called an in place stance change. My feet are going to come together. My right foot is going to step back. I'm going to pull him into me. And if I need to, once again, I can take step drags and pull him with me to bring him off balance. Once again, from the beginning, overhead club coming from 12. Step to 1030 with the left foot, parry, strike. Keeping the left hand up as a check. Grab, borrow balance, kick, land. Strike that arm. Bring it up, palm up, re-grab with the left hand, strip, strike. Step with the right towards 130. You can strike as you come up. Doesn't just need to contour up his body. You can strike maxillary hinge. You can strike across the trap. You can strike to the temple as a distractionary strike to allow you to get behind him. I'm going to once again left foot steps towards 130, grab and start to pull in as I in place stance change, pull him back into me. Now my back is towards 130. Can bring him with me until I choke him out. Once again, maybe a little bit quicker pace. Parry, chop, grab, borrow balance, stepping down, strike, bringing it up, re-grab, strip, strike, 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 strike. Get behind him, in place stance change. Notice how I've pulled him in. And going towards my exit. Stay tuned as we take a closer look at the concepts and principles. So as we look at the concepts and principles in stick counter number 1, much like punch counter 1, much like knife counter number 1, we've got this stick coming in towards 12. Once again, I'm going to get off the line of the attack with just my first move. Here's the stick. And then now, this is the weapon coming in. I'm going to deviate and deflect that weapon. Once again, it's coming straight in at me with that parry. I'm going to deviate, deflect. Now from the side, deviate and deflect. My hand is by his elbow at this point. My chop is going to chop the wrist and then immediately grab and control the arm. This is the arm that has the stick. Once again, I'm going to hit the wrist and I want to control the wrist, which controls the weapon. Once again, parry, strike, grab, control. Now I can use this arm to borrow balance for that kick. And now we're going to row the canoe and to bring him in as I step down. This introduces something new for you in OKO, or at least a concept or a name of something, which is called marriage of gravity is the technical name. But in other words, you're going to use gravity. Gravity sucks. It brings us down towards the planet. We want to bring him down, canceling his height and his depth at the same time. So how I'm going to do that is as I've grabbed his wrist and I have control of his elbow, as I push and pull the canoe, I can shimmy and to pull him down. Once again, if this is his arm, I've deviated and deflected it. I've canceled the second arm. Now as I push and pull, what have I done? I've canceled height and width and a little bit of depth. Only got the trifecta there, which allows me to then to borrow the balance for the kick. We have the rowing the canoe. Now we have something borrowed from Filipino martial arts called pass-through twist. So if I'm the attacker and I'm coming from 12, you've deviated and deflected, you've controlled the weapon, you've kicked. Now you're going to pass through, moving my arm, canceling the second hand, and then just stripping the weapon through the gate of the thumb. Even if I have a good grip on this, once again, we're pulling from this direction. Notice how the gate of the thumb opens. Once again, this gate of the thumb, that is our disarm. So once again, we've deviated, deflected, controlled, and disarmed. Now we are going to contour up the body. We're going to use his gut and his body to contour that arm up into the choke. I now have the weapon. I've just struck him. Now I'm going to contour up, striking, helping to control him, and then sneak behind and grab the other side of the stick to help put the pressure on the choke. Once again, strike, strike, contour up. I'm going to now either overhand or underhand grab to suck him in, to allow me then to stay behind him and to finish him off. Once again, some concepts and principles, lessons within stick counter number 1. Deviate, deflect, control, disarm, DDCD. We've been introduced to borrow balance. We're going to borrow his balance for the kick. We are introduced once again to the pass-through, the push-pull, and rowing the canoe. With that, this has been OKO stick counter number 1. Aloha and mahalo.